Last week we talked a lot about ethics and our work ethics. Late in the week I heard about a facility where the restroom had been vandalized and really graffitied by people or someone that was writing on the stalls with paint and markers. I'm Marty with Warehouse and Operations as a career, and today I wanted to get caught up on a few questions, and we're going to get to them, but first I thought I'd reach out to all of you for an answer. Now, I wish I could describe to you verbally how bad this restroom was torn up, and I understand if we're upset about something, it can kind of misdirect our thinking and our actions. I think we can apply what we learned about work ethics here. But destroying a restroom like that? Now it has to be remodeled. How does that help our cause if there even was one? If we are upset about an injustice, would it not have been a little bit better to reach out to our HR department? Now, I don't know, and it appears that no one has even suggested that there was a problem with the work or management or that the actions were because of anything that happened at the workplace. So why does this type of thing happen? If you can explain it to me or have an opinion on it, please send us an email to host@warehouseandoperationsasacareer.com. I'd love to share your thoughts on an upcoming episode about it. A little bit more about the place. Everyone is 18 years old or older at this facility. It is a large production facility, not something like customer service or retail, nothing like fast food, those kind of things. It's a job that can be a long-term career. It pays well, and although the task is hard and it is labor-intensive, they have, for the most part, not had any employee relation issues. Kind of a side note, this is the third time this year that I have heard of something like this happening, across 3 different states even. I'd love for someone to share the thought process with me. Okay, enough of all that. It's difficult to talk about a subject that I don't understand. So I spent the better part of this week in Arizona. This has been a great trip. I don't think I mentioned I had spent a couple of days out in Denver last week. I had the pleasure of pit training or power industrial truck training a couple of trainers. I went from a cool and breezy environment to a bit warmer region. Anyway, I'm over here doing the same, a bit more pit training. It's great to see everybody doing great work in both regions. The culture of safety is on everyone's mind in both states. The enthusiasm I've seen is really refreshing. Oh, and all the talk about the holidays coming up makes me smile. Over the last several weeks, I've been asked about advancement opportunities and how do you make sure that your boss knows that we want another position, a promotion, more responsibility, and more money. I answered or replied to 3 people with a question. I asked, have you told your management team that you're interested in more? I received 3 answers of no, and one person said that she felt if she brought it up that she may get fired. Ladies and gentlemen, I understand that walking up to our boss and discussing another position or saying that we'd like to change departments is definitely out of our comfort zone. However, in my experience, if we can just bring ourselves to broach the subject, even something as simple as saying, "Hey boss, how am I doing? I think I've been doing a pretty good job for you. What can I do to move to another position?" We did all that with just a simple form of communication. We have not sounded threatening in any way or negative at all. If you could throw in the word responsibility somewhere, that'd be even better. Maybe like, "Hey boss, I'm ready for a little more responsibility. Keep me in mind the next time a position opens up that I could help you with." Again, you've let our management team know that you're ready and open to opportunities. And for the young lady that stated she was worried that she could lose her present position if she asked for something else, I'd have to believe that just would not be the case. You are only letting him or her know that you want more. Think about it. You're doing a great job now. Your productivity and attendance is well above average. They have invested in you, trained you, and rely on you to get the job done, right? Now that kind of brings up the other side of the coin though. We need to be that person, the employee we're always talking about here on WAOC. If we are that employee who is on time for every shift, and remember by being on time, I mean at least 15 minutes early, and we come in prepared for work, dressed properly with our PPEs and a smile on our face, well, why wouldn't we get that next promotion? Oh, and another thing I should mention, if we have only been in our position for, let's say 6 months, that's too soon to be asking about opportunities. I think we should be in our present jobs at least a year before we, the employee, goes and starts talking about advancement opportunities. Now, if our management brings it up first, then by all means interject any time that you have the opportunity to. As I've mentioned, hundreds of times over the last 5 years on the show, communication is our friend and our strongest tool in regards to our careers. I'm not talking about email or texting here. I'm saying that if we talk to our peers, supervisors, and our management teams, that we will advance, within our industries. Here's another question that was sent in, and I think we all can relate to some form of it. It was, my company has a pretty good safety record, but I want to suggest putting together a safety committee or working on something that could strengthen our culture of safety. A way to make everyone think about improving themselves. Well, and this is really an easy one. I can't think of a single person in management that would not want to achieve the things that you just mentioned. Again, I'm going to throw out the communication word here. There are thousands of articles online that talk about the advantages of having or developing a strong culture of safety within your organization. If you do a little self-educating on the subject and come armed with a few thoughts and ideas, supported by maybe a few articles or have a plan put together, I assure you your management team would want to hear more. Now be careful what you wish for though. You may be that new safety committee organizer. No, I'm just kidding. That would be a great thing. Talk about it. You may just find that the management has been looking for a program themselves. Maybe it was just put on the back burner for a while. Safety is everyone's responsibility, and I hope everyone's passion. This was a great question, and I hope I gave you some ideas. If you'd like to talk more about it, shoot me an email. I'd love to share a few thoughts with you. Let's see. I think we have time for one more question. Gosh, I have like 15 here. Oh, how about this one? The question was, I am looking for a job. I have a lot of unloading experience and a little bit of time spent as an order selector. I can only work about 26 hours a week. I'm thinking maybe 3 days a week and not working on the weekends or second shifts. The only positions I can find accepting those hours are fast food and retail. Why aren't warehouses willing to work part-time workers? Maybe I picked one of the hardest questions to answer. Okay, so a lot of our warehouse positions like general labor, equipment operators, sanitation, just about everything requires the opening and closing of the doors. Our scheduled shifts have a set number of cases to bring in or ship out each day. Knowing the productivity that the shift runs can determine the head count required to get the product in or out of the building. Historically, the part-time working idea just wouldn't work. Or should I say that it didn't seem that it would work? All that being said, I think those old assumptions are being rethought and tested now. I'm seeing schedules being played with, different things being tried. I know of a few organizations that are open to associates sharing what days and what hours they would like to work and giving it a shot. To be honest though, I'm not hearing a lot of success stories. Associates seem to have the same struggles committing to even the hours they themselves have chosen. But it's new. It's going to be tested and it's going to be figured out. I think 3 years from now, it will be much more accepted. Anyway, again, I am going to say put it out there. Communicate verbally during the interview process. You'll never know if it's on the table until your recruiter or hiring agent runs it up the flagpole, right? Bring your resume, be confident, share the days and hours that you are willing to commit to, and explain why those hours are necessary. You don't have to share any personal details, but share what you can. Again, communicate. It can't hurt, and I believe that by talking and sharing, we will always come out ahead. I hope I gave you some ideas how to get our way or how to get what we want today. I thank you for stopping in, and I hope to see you again next week. Until then, communicate, talk, be confident in yourself, and go ask for what you want. And as always, be safe out there.